Woo! What's going on, guys? Owens Forum coming at you with another video. And this is week 7. This is the preview. Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Ford Field. Detroit home game. Feels like we haven't been at home in a while. Monday Night Football. Second game in a row for the Lions for prime time. Losing last week versus Kansas City Chiefs. You know about all that. But this is the week 7 preview with the Buccaneers. 5-1. Number 1 in the NFC South, and the Detroit Lions still at number 2 in the NFC North, behind the Green Bay Packers by 0.5. So half game lead on the Detroit Lions. The Packers are. So, you know, this is a really good matchup, I think, for the Lions and the Buccaneers. Two teams that are banged up. Buccaneers are pretty banged up offensively. The Lions are really banged up defensively, especially in that secondary. All 4 starters not playing in the secondary. Arnold, DJ Reed on IR, Branch out on a suspension, and Kirby Joseph out. And we'll talk about these injuries. So, but this is a good football game, NFC matchup. You know, I think, in my opinion, 2 MVP candidates at quarterback, and Baker Mayfield, who's having a great year, and Jared Goff. Not a lot of talk about Jared Goff as an MVP candidate, but I think he should be in the talks as of right now. It's early. It's only week 7. We're pretty much almost at the halfway mark, but good matchup for both teams, man. Back and forth. These teams have met a couple times over the years now. I think the Bucs got us last year, second game of the year. I was at that football game, 2024, and that's the game that Hutch went absolutely nuts. Had like 4 or 5 sacks. But the Buccaneers ended up winning that football game on a controversial call by apparently Dan Campbell with a field goal, not kicking it, going for it. You know how it goes with Dan, the gambling man. So this is going to be a good game. Let's talk about the injuries, and then we'll talk about the rosters, talk about the game itself. But the injuries, Buccaneers, wide receiver Chris Godwin Jr., fibula, did not practice on Saturday. It's a Saturday report, not Friday, because it's a Monday night. They get that extra day before they need to hand in that injury sheet. So Chris Godwin Jr., fibula, wide receiver, did not practice Saturday. He is labeled out. Guard Luke Haggard, shoulder, did not practice. He is out. He's a starter too. We'll talk about that. Running back Bucky Irvin, a really good running back, got a foot and shoulder injury, did not practice. He is out again. That's like 3 or 4 games in a row for Bucky. Then their third running back Josh Williams, concussion, did not practice. He's out as well. I think he's a rookie too, but don't quote me on that. I didn't check that out. And then linebacker Levante David with the knee and some rib injuries. He's a full practice. He's still questionable. Punter Riley Dixon, personal, full practice. He's questionable. Quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, illness, did not practice. He is questionable, though, for Monday. Wide receiver Mike Evans, hamstring, full practice on Saturday, questionable. Game time decision. Wide receiver Emeka Egbuka, the rookie out of Ohio State, hamstring. He's a hell of a wide receiver, guys. Limited practice on Saturday. Questionable game time decision. We'll talk about that too. Cornerback Zion McCollum with a thumb injury, full practice, no injury designation. And cornerback Benjamin Morrison, hamstring, full practice, no injury designation. So a few guys out, a few key guys like Godwin, starting guard, good running back, even though they got Rashad White. They got guys that are hurt. So they're not the only ones that are hurt, and we are too. Now the Lions. It goes to the Lions right now. Cornerback Terrion Arnold with a shoulder injury. He's back to practice, though, Saturday. He did not practice Saturday, but he was limited a couple times. He might have practiced. I thought I heard on the radio that he did practice today, but maybe he was limited. But I saw on the report that he did not practice. So, but I thought I heard on the radio that he did. I know he came back a little bit here and there. He was seen out there running around, but limited. So at least he's out, but he is out for the game. So he's not playing. So I think they're working on hopefully getting most of these guys back for the Minnesota game after the bye, because we got a bye next week. Great time to have a bye. Safety Kirby Joseph with a knee injury, did not practice. He is labeled out too. His status is out. DB Avante Maddox, hamstring, did not practice. He's out. Running back Sione Vaikai, groin, did not practice. He's out as well. Nose tackle DJ Reader with a back injury, limited practice. He's questionable. Left tackle Taylor Decker with the shoulder. He did not practice, but he did practice limited, I think, on Thursday and Friday. So he's back and forth. He's questionable. Hopefully he can go. If not, Dan Skipper goes in there. Dan Skipper played well last week. Linebacker Zach Cunningham, hamstring. He was a full practice on Saturday. He's still questionable. At least he's back practicing. So that's good. And then the big fellow, defensive tackle, Aleem McNeil, with a knee injury last year. You guys know all about it. Full practice. Questionable, but it looks like he's going. And the wide receiver, Khalif Raymond, had some personal things going on. Did not practice Saturday. No injury designation, so it looks like he's going as well. So let's talk about this roster, the Buccaneers, the offense. Quarterback Baker Mayfield, having a stud year. This guy has really turned it on in Tampa Bay. This guy's been a journeyman. Drafted number 1 by the Cleveland Browns, onto the Carolina Panthers. Did the Rams for a little bit there too. He's found a home in Tampa, and he is a dog. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. Not rooting for him this week though, but don't make the kid angry. Don't make him angry. And the running back Rashad White, he'll be stepping in for Bucky Irvin. Rashad White can get the job done, guys. He's no joke. And then Sean Tucker kind of backing him up as well there too. And the wide receivers, they're a little bit banged up, guys. Like I said, Egbuka and Evans are usually their number 1 and number 2 guys. I think Egbuka has taken over that number 1 role. Evans is still a gamer. They're game time decisions. Both got hamstring injuries. We'll see what happens there. But if not, guys, you're going to see Sterling Shepard out there, Ryan Miller, rookie Tez Johnson, who can fly, and Cameron Johnson. Don't sleep on Cameron Johnson. He stepped in last week when Egbuka went down and had 4 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. So they have a really talented wide receiver room. Then tight end, Cade Otton. Left tackle, Tristan Wirfs, one of the best in the NFL. Left guard, Ben Bredesen. Center, Graham Barton, young guy, I think a second-year guy. That was a guy I thought the Lions should have drafted last year. I don't know when he went. I don't know if he went in the second round, but I know he was an early draft pick by the Buccaneers. He could have went in the first round. I don't remember, but he was a good one. Right guard, Elijah Klein. He's the backup. He's going to be starting, I think, tomorrow. Luke Haggard was a starter, and he is out. Then right tackle, Charlie Heck, rounds off that offensive line. Now the defense, they got a pretty solid defense. Defensive end, Logan Hall. Nose tackle, Vita Vea, one of the best nose tackles in the game. Defensive end, Greg Gaines. Left outside linebacker, Hassan Reddick. Anthony Nelson kind of backing him up. Left inside linebacker, Levante David. The old man getting it done still. Is he going to be playing? He's questionable. Then Deion Jones, who's I believe with Atlanta for a little bit. I like Deion Jones. Good. He's been with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think, for a little while now. Right inside linebacker, Sovosia Dennis. He's a really good linebacker as well. Right outside linebacker, Yaya Diaby. I think it's a second-year guy. He can get to the quarterback a little bit, man. They're not huge up front except for Vita Vea. Obviously, he's a very big man, but their linebackers are like quick, shifty. They can get to the quarterback, man. They get some pressure. They blitz a ton. This defense blitz a ton. Quarterback Zion McCollum, Kindell Vildor backing him up. So you guys remember Kindell Vildor. Strong safety, a guy I like, Tyke Smith. Free safety, Antoine Winfield Jr., another good one. Cornerback Jamal Dean. And then those nickel corner rookie Jacob Parrish. And then rounding it off with the kickers, Jace McLaughlin and punter Riley Dixon. Now the Lions offense, quarterback Jared Goff, running back Gibbs, Montgomery, Jacob Saylors, Craig Reynolds. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the best in the league. J-Mo, Jameson Williams, Khalif Raymond, and the rookie Isaac Tesla kind of rounding that off. Tight end Sam Laporta, Brock Wright. They got Dwelly in there too, playing some good special teams. Left tackle Taylor Decker. If not, Dan Skipper's a go. Left guard Christian Mahogany. Center Graham Glasgow. You got Tristan Colon coming in there kind of as their sixth lineman now. Because kind of it feels like he's kind of won that spot as the next guy up. So he's got a lot of versatility. He can play center. He can play guard. Maybe even some tackle if needed be. So he seems to be like the first lineman off the bench in for a sub. Then right guard, Tate Ratledge, the rookie, and then right tackle, all-world Penei Sewell. Defense, Aiden Hutchinson having a great comeback year. Nose tackle, DJ Reader, a little banged up. He's got some Roy Lopez in there maybe. Defensive tackle, got the rookie, Tyleik Williams. You're going to see some Williams. You're going to see some Aleem McNeil. Is Aleem McNeil going to be on a snap count? something that that we maybe need to discuss further down the road. But he's coming back. He hasn't played football in a long time. According to Dan Campbell, he's frothing at the mouth. He's doing things to the offensive line that they're not really liking him right now in Detroit, and they want him to go unleash that against Tampa Bay. But he could be on a snap count, guys. We might not see Aleem McNeil for a lot. He might get 20. He might get 20 snaps. Who knows? We'll see how the game goes. Defensive end, El Quadin Muhammad, Tyler Lacey getting in there. Will linebacker, Alex Anzalone. Middle linebacker, Jack Campbell. Zach Cunningham, hopefully he can come back. Sam linebacker, Derek Barnes. Corner, but now this is where your guess is as good as mine what's going to go on in this secondary, man. Because my guess is cornerback will be Rock Ya-Sin, okay? And then at strong safety, they just signed a guy named Jamie Robinson, played for the Chiefs. They just signed Kendall Fuller, another corner. Eric Hallett can play some safety, some strong safety, some corner. Free safety, I'd probably be Thomas Harper starting. He had that nice play last week against the Chiefs. Just one play though. And then the other corner, Amik Robertson. Nickel, could it be Flowers? Could it be Arthur Mollett? They play in that nickel, but they got three new guys pretty much. As in Fuller, the brand new guy. Arthur Mollett, they just brought in last week, and they've brought in Trey Flowers a few weeks ago. So your guess is as good as mine who's starting in this secondary. That's what really worries me about this game, because you guys got Branch, Joseph, Arnold, and Reed all out. 4 starters. That's real tough to overcome. And then the kickers, Jake Bates, and the punter, Jack Fox. Two really good special team kickers there. Now let's go to team stats in the offense. We'll do the away team first. That's what we do. Offensively, total yards 365.8 for the Bucs. That's 10th in the NFL. This is per game, by the way. Passing 244.2. That's 7th in the NFL. They rushed the ball 109.3 yards a game. That's 20th in the NFL. Points, they scored 27.5, 6th in the NFL. Third down conversion percentage, turning thirds into first downs, 41.1%. That's 15th in the NFL, a little bit better than average. Now the Lions, 300 total yards, 360.8. That's 12th in the NFL. Passing for 225 yards a game, that's 14th. They're rushing for 128.7. That's 8th in the NFL, top 10. And they're scoring 31.8 points a game. That's the second best in the NFL. That's number 2. And third down conversions, turning thirds into first. They're at a 40.3% clip. Tied for 17th. That needs to get better. So 2 good offenses right here, guys. Two offenses led by 2 good quarterbacks, and Mayfield and Jared Goff. And weapons all around. Even if the Bucs don't have their total weapons, they got some pretty solid wide receivers. I know Sterling Shepard, he's had some big games. Tez Johnson is that speedy wide receiver, the rookie. So they got weapons all over. Even their tight end, Kate Otten, is a guy you can't sleep on. Now defensively, total yards. Bucs first, 341.5 yards. That's 19th in the NFL. Their passing defense is 231.3 yards. You can throw on these guys. It's 21. They have a phenomenal rush defense at 88.2 yards a game. That's 5th in the NFL. They're only allowing 25.2 points a game. That's 24th, though, so it's not that good. Third down conversion rate at 39.2%, stopping thirds into first downs, getting off the field. That's 15th in the NFL. Now with the Lions, total yards 329.2. That's 11th in the NFL. A little bit better than the Bucs there. They're passing. They're giving up 212.7 yards a game. That's 14th. They're giving up 95.5 yards a game. That's 11th. Points, they're getting scored 23.7 per game on. That's 18th. And the third down conversion rate's at 40.6. It's tied for 19th. That needs to be better as well. Real quick, right off the bat, too, I should have said it at the beginning. Linebackers, Alex Anzalone, and defensive lineman Tyler Lacey, fined for last week. Striking, kicking, tripping, or kneeing at the Chiefs game. Nope. Anzalone was fined $12,172,000, and Lacey was fined $5,722. No fines for the Chiefs. No fines for Schuster for hitting in the back. No fines for taunting for Patrick Mahomes. Let's put it to bed now. Because I'm just going to get mad. I'm just going to get mad. But I just want to let you guys know that if you did not know. Now talk the game really quick. Offense, defense, man. Our offense just needs they need to keep Baker off the field. So I expect long drives. I expect them to run the ball, even though that Tampa defense stops the run at a really good clip. But they're going to be passing against this defense too. The Lions versus the Bucs. Goff and company, they will pass. The Buccaneers blitz like crazy. Now, Jared Goff is number one versus the blitz as a quarterback this year. So far, he's been phenomenal against the blitz pretty much his whole career. So if you're going to blitz Jared Goff, just be careful. Just be careful, Tampa Bay. This is going to be one of those chess piece games. Like, whoever's going to make the one or two mistakes more than the other team, that's who pretty much is going to win this football game. So our offense versus their defense, I like our odds. You know, they do play the run well. We need to get the run game going. You need to run David Montgomery more than 4 times a game. I know they want to get Gibbs going too as well, but you got to get Sir Monty involved. Now their defense versus their offense versus our defense. Sorry, it goes through Baker Mayfield. Plain and simple, it goes through Baker Mayfield. They have some injuries at wide receiver. They could be out their number 1 and number 2 guys, Egbuka and the rookie Egbuka and Mike Evans, the long veteran, the Hall of Famer Mike Evans. 2 guys that are phenomenal football players. Baker is winging it no matter what. He's dropping back and throwing the ball no matter what, and it's a good offense. They have a decent O-line. They got a really good left tackle, one of the best. Don't sleep on Rachaad White, man. He's the backup to Bucky Irvin, but he gets the job done. He's a really good running back. He's super underrated. Our defense is really going to our front 4, our front 7, the linebackers, Hutchinson and company, Muhammad, they're going to have to get to Baker Mayfield because our secondary is depleted. We got guys like Thomas Harper out there, Trey Flowers, Kendall Fuller, who's been on the couch, keep it in shape, mind you, but hasn't played a down of football this year. Who else? Eric Hallett. Well, they bring up Logan Strickland. I think he's back on the practice squad. Jamie Robinson that they just signed. Arthur Mullet, who got some snaps in last week versus the Chiefs. So your guess is as good as mine there, what's going to happen with that secondary. So Baker will torch that secondary, no matter who is out there, if you don't get to him. You have to pressure him. Kelvin Shepard has to come up with some type of game plan where he's going to pressure the hell out of Baker. Because Baker's not the biggest guy. So you got to get your hands up. You got to hit him. You got to do it. He's resilient, though, man. He's tough. He's cocky. He's fun to watch. Like I said, he's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. He really is. He's fun to watch. I don't want to watch him against our team. He's having an MVP type year. Him and Goff are having both MVP type years. So this is an offense that you got to get to the quarterback. You got to get to him and you got to rattle him. He's hard to rattle, but that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. The prediction, guys, this is a home game, so I'm going to go Lions again. I don't have the greatest feeling for this football game. I honestly think we're going to have to score 40 points to win this game. That's not a joke. Hopefully we can hold them to under 40. But I'm picking 37 to 32. But might as well say 40 to 32. But they're gonna have to score high 30s, early 40s to win this football game, in my opinion, because both teams are going to score. Both teams are going to score, and I think we got the advantage because we're at home. We lost a really controversial. We didn't lose it wasn't a controversial game that we lost, but things going on with the refs lying last week. The Chiefs being coddled. I see it now. I never wanted to see it. My eyes are wide open. I don't think the NFL is rigged, but I do think some teams get looked after. I've said that from day one anyways, that certain teams and or players, coaches get looked after. They get coddled. They get taken care of. And I seen it full circle last week. And I'm not making excuses. We lost that football game. You got to play smarter. You got to be better. Can't be dropping passes. You can't have penalties. When you score touchdowns, even if it was a touchdown, even if it was legal or illegal motion, I don't care. You got to find a way to get in the end zone against the Chiefs, especially in the land of the lost, like I call it over there at Arrowhead. So you gotta capitalize the mistakes that's going to probably happen in this football game. Maybe a lot won't, but you have to capitalize somehow. Lions are going to win this football game, though, guys, and go into the bye at 5-2, and the Buccaneers will be 5-2 as well. Hopefully, let's go. I think we're going to win this game, guys. But that's my prediction. Not a long one. 20 minutes, 17 seconds. I think we talked about everything. I'm kind of making this a quick video. It's a little bit later at night again. But yeah, guys, Lions going to win this game. Hunting season, grit. Let's go. Boom.